it's Alex here from wpeagle.com. Now, in this video, what we're going to be doing is on a bit of a music theme, which obviously is not my talent. But if it's your talent, or if you know someone that's in a band or anything like that, then you're in the right place. What we're going to be doing is creating a website for a band using WordPress. And I'll put it up on the screen now. You can have a look at what it looks like. It's got some great features, like you can add upcoming events, you can add your photo galleries, sports video. It's fully responsive, so it works really well on iPhones and iPads and all that kind of malarkey business. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put up a couple of videos now quickly. So if you haven't got hosting, and hosting is basically where you store your website online. If you haven't got hosting or any of that sort of stuff, and you're starting with absolutely nothing, then what I need you to do is follow one of these two videos, which I'm going to put up on screen now. So this one here is for all my viewers in the UK. That takes you through setting up hosting with the excellent TSO host, who are based in the UK, who I highly recommend. So just follow that video, pause this video now, and go and watch that one. And once you've done it all and you've got your WordPress set up in its kind of vanilla default state, then come back here and press play. And the same applies to everyone else in the rest of the world and in America. You need this video, this one here. And that one takes you through setting up hosting with the excellent HostGator, who are in America and provide billing in dollars. So that's perfect if you're not in the UK. I've got discount coupons for both of those, so you'll find those on the respective videos. So off you go, pause this video and watch one of these two, depending on where you are, and then come back. Did you go? Good. Okay, and did it all work out okay? I hope it did. So you've now obviously got your WordPress set up, you've got hosting set up, you've got a domain name and all that kind of stuff. And we're ready to start setting up a WordPress website for a band. So enough of this chit chat and let's roll the tape. Okay, so let's get started building our website for a band. So I'm logged in over at the demo site, which as I've already said is at banddemo.wpeagle.com. And what we're going to do first is obviously just set up the main settings, and then we're going to install the premium theme and get configuring that. So let's go to the back end. So I'm going to go to the dashboard. I'm going to go to the settings and general. And this is where we can name our website. So the band that I'm creating this for is called Vintage Stuff. So I'm just going to call it Vintage Stuff. Bedford based blues band, that's the tagline. That's only shown on certain areas of the site, it may not be shown at all, but it's always good to fill in. Here's the URL. You shouldn't have to change that, it should all be set. You can set the admin email address. So this is where when anything happens on this website, you'll get an email and it will go to here so that you can, comments, that kind of thing. And everything else looks okay. You just obviously need to set your time zone. I'm going to set it to London. That's where I am. And that's it. Okay, so now we're ready to install the theme, I think. So let's do that. Okay, so the theme we're going to be using today is a theme called Muzak. I've used it before for a client, and it's a really good theme. It's available on Theme Forest for $58, which is a good price. And it's got everything you need. It's responsive, so it works well on an iPhone and an iPad. It comes with a PSD file, so if you're up for doing your graphic design, you can make some changes. It's got events management, so you can put your upcoming gigs, which is perfect for a band. And it's got audio, video, artist management too. So without any more chit chat, let's get it going. So I'm going to download it by clicking on this link. You'll obviously need to sign up for Theme Forest. I'll have put a link up on the screen. It's probably down there now. Check that out and sign up for a Theme Forest account if you haven't already got one, and deposit your money and you can download it. So I've downloaded it. So I'm going to have a look at the file on my computer. And what you're going to need to do is extract that file. Where's it gone? When you've found it, there it is. It's just there. I'm going to copy it into this folder here because this is my demo, so I know where everything is. I've got my pictures and things there. So, as I say, what you're going to need to do is expand that or unzip it. That's just unzipping. And then within there should be a folder, and within that folder there's some more folders. There's lots of folders, and then within the WordPress folder there is another zip file, and that zip file is the one that we're going to upload to our website. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard on my website. I'm going to go to plugin. Sorry, I'm going to go to Appearance and then Themes. Then I'm going to click Add New. Then Upload Theme. And then I can browse to that zip file that was in the zip file. That's the one I want. So I'm going to go to my my folder that I put everything in. So yeah, within that Theme Forest folder, which was the one we unzipped, within the WordPress folder, there is the zip file, and that's the one that we're going to upload. So choose that and then click Install, and it uploads it. And it's all done. So once it's installed successfully, you can click Activate. And here we go. So the theme is now installed and we're ready to start working through these settings. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install the demo content that comes with the theme. It's great to install demo content, especially if you're getting used to WordPress and themes in general, because it gives you an idea of how to lay pages out, and all you need to do then is just change some of the text, images, to make them your own. So on this settings page, you need to scroll down all the way down to the bottom, and then there's a link that says download sample content. So I'm going to download that to my computer. I'm going to show it in the Finder, and again I'm going to copy that over to oopsie, too many tabs. I'm going to copy that over to this folder that I've got, so I know where everything is. Can get a bit of a mess, can't it, when you're downloading all these different things. So yeah, I'm going to grab this and just copy it into there. And then you need to expand that file again, so I'm just going to open it, unzip it. Creates a folder called Music. And then within there are the things that we're going to import. So we now need to install a couple of plugins to help us do this. So I'm going back to the website, and then there's a link here which takes you to the import settings, and then you click on WordPress, and then we're going to install this plugin. So just click Install. Activate plugin and run importer. So then I'm going to choose where I just downloaded, so that's in here, and then it's in that music folder, and it's a XML file that we need. And click Upload File and Import. And then just tick the box that says Download and Import File Attachments. Don't worry about those things, that's to do with having a shop, which we're not going to have on this particular website. Okay, that's all done. That took a few minutes, but it's all done now. So what we're going to do is import some widgets next. So go to Plugins and Add New. Yeah, so then just type in Import Widgets. It's the first one that comes up, Widget Importer and Exporter. Click OK, and it's going to install that. Then click Activate. Okay, and then go to Tools and Widget Importer and Exporter. Select the file, which is in the same the music folder again. It's called musicwidgets.wye, and then Import Widgets. Okay, that's all done. Don't worry too much about these things that don't go in. That's fine. So now, if we go and have a look at the front of the website, we can see there is some stuff here, but obviously it needs a bit more work to get it kind of looking right, and that's what we're going to do now. Okay, so let's go back into the dashboard and let's go through some of those settings. So I'm going back into Appearance and then Theme Settings, and we'll have a look through here. So here's where you'd upload your logo. This band doesn't have a logo, so if you don't upload one, it will just keep the text there, so that's fine for me. If you've got a favicon, which is the small icon that appears in the tab in people's browser, you can upload it there. It needs to be no bigger than 64 pixels by 64. You can add a touch icon if you want. So that's when someone adds it to their iPhone as a kind of smart web link thing. That's when that's used. And that's it for this page. So let's go on to homepage options. So we've got show slider on homepage. Move the slider on automatically. That's fine. Number of items on the slider is 5. We'll probably come back and change these. Now here's where we're going to set the homepage. So there's some pages that have come up now because we've imported that demo content. So let's just see what this home page looks like and leave it like that for now. So I'm saving those changes. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back to the home page, but I'm going to open it in a new tab so it's easy then to flick between the front and the back, otherwise there's lots of clicks. So I'm just going to open this link in a new tab. And that hasn't worked. That should be showing a home page now, but as you can see, it's not. So, okay, there must be another setting that we need to change. So let's go to settings and reading. And let's set it in here. So I'm going to say front page display a static page. The blog one is called news. So let's see what that's done. Let's go back to the home page and refresh. Okay, that's better. It's starting to come together now. So you've got the home page here. So you've got a blurb where you can add some text, and then you've got your recent posts and widgets and things like that. So let's that's great. If you want to edit anything when you're logged in, you can just simply click this. So if I click edit page, that'll take me to the home page to edit it, and we can have a look at some other layouts maybe. So it's using a template which is over here. So if we have a look at the other templates, so you've got this one which is sidebar, and then content, and then another sidebar. You've got one with content and one sidebar, or content sidebar. I think what we'll have is just one sidebar. Let's have a look at that. So that would be the content and then the sidebar on the right hand side. A sidebar is just where you can add widgets and things. Okay, this is looking okay. Okay, so what we'll do next is we'll sort out this menu at the top because that's looking a bit of a mess. So I'm going to go back to this tab, which is the dashboard tab, and then I'm going to go to appearance and menus. And that's the menu that comes with it. I'm going to create a new menu for me, so I'm just going to click create a new menu. I'm going to call it vintage. This is the name of the band. They do blues and things. Vintage stuff menu. And then click create menu. And then I can just select the pages down here which I want to add. So these are the ones that we imported with the demo content. Obviously, if you create any new pages, they'll also appear here. So I think the home, the about, the contact, the events, and the galleries will be fine, I think. Oh, and news. That's all I want for now. And then once they've been added, you can just rearrange them. So this is the order that they're going to appear along the top of the website, the main navigation. So I think I want events first, and then I want about over here. That looks fine. Let's save that and have a look. So now, oh, actually before we check, there's one other thing we need to do. We need to set the location. So if you click on this tab up here, which says manage locations, you can say that the main menu is going to be that new vintage stuff menu. Click save changes. But now if we go back here and refresh, our menu is taking place. There's obviously room there to add more things if we want. And yeah, so now we need to work on the home page. The slider is just loading. My internet has just suddenly gone slow. It's waiting for Yahoo or something. Let's just refresh. Okay. So I think the next thing is we'll add some blurb to this home page here. I'm going to open another tab, and I'm just going to find the old website of this band and just copy and paste some of their current copy. So you'll see, let me just show you this, their old site. It looks like it's from the 90s. I might need to add Bedford in there. Here we go. It's lovely, this. I think it's been made in front page. Okay, so this is their homepage blurb. I'm just going to copy this. So Control C, Command C. Copied it to my clipboard, and then I'm going to go back to the homepage here. And I'm going to click Edit Page. Then I'm going to paste it in here, but I'm not going to just do a normal paste. I'm going to go Edit and then paste the match stuff because I don't want any stuff coming over from the old website. If that's clear, if you just copy and paste text from Word or from other websites, some of that style information can sometimes come across and make your website look a bit weird. So that's done. Let's go View Page and have a look. So it might need a little bit of styling, but it'll do for now. Let's add some images to here, to this slider. So again, back to the dashboard, and then I'm going to go into slider, which is here. So there's 3 on there at the moment. Let's just delete these for now. So I'm just going to tick this box to select all of them, and then you can do a bulk action here and select Move to Trash. You click Add New. I call this one Slider 1, so I know which one it is. Okay. Then you can have a link in terms of where it goes when someone clicks on it, if you want to. So let's upload an image. So I clicked on Set Featured Image. I'm going to find a file on my computer. I've got them all in that demo folder that I've got on my computer. So here's some general pics. There we go. I'm not sure about sizing at the moment, so we may need to resize that. We'll see how it looks. And then you can add some text in here, I believe. Let's try it. I'm going to say book the band. Let's see what happens. Let's refresh again the home page. It's just called Slider 1. So we obviously need to put it up in here. So let's call it book the band. I have used this theme before, I promise. It's just they're all different, so I forget which one's which. So let's have a look at that. Okay, that's good. So that would go through to a booking page, the contact page. So let's just copy that link address to the contact page. And then what I'm going to do is just paste that in here. Okay, that's looking good. Let's add one more slider. So I'm going to go Add New. This one can be View the Galleries. And then I'm going to set a nice image of them in action. Oh, let's have a look in this one. No, they're not great ones. This one. Yeah, some of these are good. Again, this image is a slightly different size, so let's just have a look how they look. We may need to resize them manually. Okay, view our gallery, and then I'm just going to go back to the tab because I need to copy this URL to the galleries. Copy link address. Let's call it galleries as well. Let's keep it consistent. Then I'm just pasting the link there, and then I'm going to click publish. Let's refresh again. So there's that one. There's that one. So it's a resized images for me. That's good. So they look good. If I wanted them the other way around, so for example, I'd like this one to be the first slider. If we go back to slider here. The easiest way I think to do this is going to be by just changing the date and time. So looks like the newest one is the first one. So let's change this galleries one so it's a bit older. If I just change this date back to July, it's currently August. That's done that, and then if we go back and refresh. Number 1. Number 2. Not in a rude way, obviously. Okay, so the home page is it's getting there. What I want now is I just want the upcoming events down down the side here and the news. None of this other stuff because there's too much of it. So back in the dashboard, and then we're going to go to Appearance and Widgets. And this is the home page one. So there's all this stuff you see. This is all that stuff down the side. So to remove stuff, you just go on here and click Delete. And these are all the widgets, so I'm just going to delete these. Dum. Okay, and then here's some of the ones that we want. So I'm going to get rid of the Twitter. Unfortunately, the band don't have Twitter at the moment. They don't have an album either. So if you're a proper band with albums and things, you might want to use these things. So I just want the events, and I just want recent posts. Which I'm just looking for. So they're all over here, and recent posts is here. So I'm just going to drag that up here. I'm just going to show them the last 3 posts. I'm just going to call that news. Okay, so now if we go back, refresh. We've got the upcoming events and we've got the news, and the home page is starting to take shape. So let's add some events. We've got our events page here. It shows where they are on a nice map, and then we've got all these events here which are from the demo content. So let's go in and have a play with them. If we have a click, you can see what aspects you get. So you get an image. You can add a video and obviously some blurb and a button. So back in the back end, and then under events, here's the ones that we just imported. So have a look at these so that you can see how they work. I'm just going to delete them and I'm going to create a fresh one. So we go back to their old site here. We've got the gigs here coming up. They don't have too much information on their website at the moment, so we're just going to have to make up a bit. And the first one is on the 26th, and it was called it's a birthday party. This is a birthday party. I haven't got any more blurb. Obviously, you would add what you want. Enter the venue. Has it got a venue? It doesn't have a venue, so let's just call it Foreign Exchange in Bedford. Then you can add the date, which was the July, which is past anyway, so I'm just going to add it in the future sometime, just for this example, and then a time. Okay, and then we can select the status. Let's say it's available. You can add a button. Let's say book tickets. And then you can add, if you're using like a ticket agency or whatever, you can add the URL in here. I'm not, so I'm just going to put the URL of the contact page. Just going to copy that. There's no live streaming available, and then you can add map here, Corn Exchange, Bedford. There we go. Update map. So that's how you add an event. The one last thing that we need to do is add a picture. So let's set featured image. I'm just going to pick a random band photo. Obviously, if you've got like a poster or anything like that, that would make a good image for these particular elements. So then click publish. And if we go back and have a look on here, there is our upcoming event. There we go, perfect. So I'm going to add a few more events just to fill out the site a little bit. What I'll do is I'll do one more with you now, and then I'll just quickly do them without recording, just to save a bit of time. So let's just do one more while we're just to take you through it one more time. So the next one on their website is the Foresters in Bedford on the 9th of August. So which is already gone again. So I'm going to set it into the future. Oh no, let's set one in the past so you can see that the past events show as well. So this is just called a pub gig. I am not very good at typing when my microphone is just here right in front, so that's probably why I can't always type straight. So a fun gig in the pub. In the pub square, that's quite a British thing. So the venue is called the Foresters, that's the name of the pub. The location is Bedford again. Date was the 9th, which was on Saturday, just gone. Time, 9 o'clock again. Let's say it was sold out. So then there's no button available. I don't know if this Google Maps going to find it. Let's have a look. I'm so lazy at typing. Oh, I accidentally saved it then by pressing return. Let's try again. Click the button, right? Don't press return. There we go. It's put it out there somewhere. I'm not sure if that's right, but we'll go with that. Let's set another image. Let's have the old shouty one. That looks good, doesn't it? Okay, so let's go back to the website. Now it shouldn't appear on the home page because it's a past event, but if we do go into events here, we've got the upcoming events, and then there it is as the past event, sold out. Okay, so I'm just going to add just a handful more events just in the background so that you know, the website fills out a little bit more, and then we'll go on to adding some galleries and checking the news, the about us, the contact page, and also just finishing everything off so that it looks a bit better. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so I've added some events. So we've got our events page here, and it's got this annoying map on it, which is fine if you want it. Keep it, but I don't want to use it because most of the events that I'm adding for this particular band, they're all in the same location anyway, and it doesn't really work. So to turn this map off, we'll go into the dashboard again, and then I'm going to go to appearance and theme settings, and then all we need to do is go down to event options. And then I'm just going to untick show events map. Go back and refresh. There we go, it's gone. So let's move on to the galleries. At the moment there is obviously just some sample images which are just white things. So let's add a few images so I can just take you through it. So I'm going to go back into the dashboard, and then we've got galleries here. If we go into galleries, there's all the current galleries. Let's just delete those because we don't need them. But if you want to, you know, check them out, have a look. And then I'm going to click Add New to create a new one. And let's just call this one. I'm going to do them by year. So this one was 2013. And it's I'm going to add a new gallery category here. I don't want any of those. I'm going to just call it a gig. Gigs. Okay, and then we can set a featured image. So this is going to be the main image that shows. I'm going to upload some files from my computer, or a file for now. I've got some collections here. Oh, let's go for this one, the Barns. Okay, so I'm just going to pick the first one as the featured image. Yeah, and so rather than do it by year, let's call it the Barns and do it by gigs. That makes more sense, doesn't it? You can obviously do them however you want. You could do it by years, you could do it by location or events, but I'm thinking that on hindsight, events is better. So the venue was the Barnes, Bedford. Right, you can have captions if you want for each image. I'm not going to bother, so I'm just going to click here to add the images. And it's just loading up, so I'm going to click add to gallery. Then I'm going to upload the rest of the files. So these 3 here. So they've all got a tick next to them. I'm going to tick this one as well, which was the featured image, just to include that too. So I've got the 4 photos there. I'm going to click add to gallery. You can set a link to them if you want. I think it needs to be media file. And number of columns and a random order. Let's have a look how that looks. So I'm going to click publish. Then if I click view, here they are. Then if you click, they come up. Okay, so there's our picture, and obviously our pictures, even our photos, and that will be displayed under galleries. There's the Barnes. So let's just add one more to fill it out. So I'm going to go up here and I can do it this way. New gallery item. Okay, and then we'll give this one a name. I think this one is Danny's Bar. So the venue is Danny's Bar in Bedford again. Then we're going to add some images. I think if you add them here first, actually, then you won't need to. Then it'll already be there when you go to your featured image. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's up to you, whichever way. So let's add these from the computer. Danny's Bar. Okay, it's quite a few on this one. Let's just grab the lot. All uploading. Obviously, it depends on how fast your internet is. I've uploaded that one twice. Look, that does happen with WordPress. Your image galleries can get. I've only just started, and mine are already getting in a mess, but they can get a little bit out of hand. You can obviously tidy them all up if you want, but you've got to be careful if you delete images because they obviously might be linked from other pages. So make sure you've got plenty of space with your hosting. That's what I recommend. Okay, so they're all there. I'll click, and again, this needs to be media file. Let's try it on attachment page and just see what happens. Let's set the featured image. That's a good one, isn't it? Gigs again. Publish. So let's view. Oh, it works anyway. Okay. So it doesn't matter if it's on attachment page or media item. Doesn't make any difference. There we go. So that's our photo galleries done. There's another area that actually that I think we should add, which I haven't added, which is the videos page. So let's add it to the menu. So if you remember the menus, we can access them this way through here. But if you're already in the dashboard, it's under appearance and then menus. And this videos page was already created when we added the demo content. So it's there. I'm going to add that next to galleries. And this basically, if you've got any YouTube videos or Vimeo videos, you can add them to your website. So I was playing around with it just a minute ago while I wasn't recording even. And there's some already added as part of the demo content. But basically all you need to do is click add new. Find your video on YouTube. I've got YouTube open here. So I just did a search for the band, and luckily they've got some videos on YouTube. So I've had a look at these ones. Now what you are going to need is a thumbnail. So that really depends on if you're using a PC or a Mac. The way I do it on my Mac here is I just simply open up the video on YouTube like this. There's a bit of video there, look. And I kind of pause it where I want it. So let's go forward a bit. I don't know, this isn't a great video, but wherever you want it. And then what I do is I press Shift Control Command 4 on the Mac, and it brings up all together. That is quite a lot of buttons to press at once, but it brings up this kind of capture thing. I'm sure there's a way to do it on the PC. Just Google it, and then I just grab it like that, and then I paste it or save it as a file. I normally paste it into, I'm using Adobe Fireworks, but you could use Paint, or I think probably you could just paste it on your desktop, I'm guessing, and then I just upload that as the thumbnail. Now the thumbnail is the image that is displayed before the video is played. So let me just show you. We'll do it for this one. What I'll do is I'll just open up this. So here's the thumbnail. So if I paste now, see it's added it to this thing. I can even go new document, so I can show you as a fresh one, and then I'm going to paste again. It's in my clipboard, and there it is. And I'll just save this as the thumbnail file. So you are going to need thumbnails for your for video. I'm just going to call it thumbnail video so we know which one it is. You are going to need some if you're going to add the videos to the site. So yeah, let's save this. I've done a few others as well, so we can add a couple. So this video is vintage stuff, just a little bit Undertaker's cover. I'm just going to copy and paste it straight from YouTube. Then I'm going to get the link, which is up here, and just paste that. I'm going to tick the live sets category. Obviously, you can add whatever categories you want. Now, the featured image is the thumbnail, so I'm just going to upload that file, which I saved into video thumbs. I hope I'm not going too quick. I've decided that on the pace of my videos, I'm going to go a little bit faster. I'd love to hear in the comments if I'm going too quick or too slow, if I'm not covering anything in much detail. But hopefully you can keep up, and your website is coming along nicely. Okay, so that's added. Let's have a look. Okay, that doesn't work because that's not how the website works. But if we go to the videos page, here they are. Now, there's one I added earlier without a thumbnail, but there's the one that we just added here, vintage stuff, Undertaker's cover. And if you click play, the video pops up. So what I'll do is I'll just sort this out and add a couple more and get rid of all these demo ones, and I'll be back with you in a sec. Okay, so I've added a few more videos from YouTube. Obviously got loads more to add if I wanted to, but let's crack on. So the next section we're going to have a look at is the news section, which is the next page along. So the news section basically brings in your latest blog posts. So there's some demo ones here, including this Hello World, which doesn't have a picture, which is why that one looks a bit weird. But what I'll do is I'll show you how you could add a blog post. So one way is to go new post, but you can also do it via posts in the back end, posts and add new. And let's just call this is a test blog post by WP Eagle. And then here is where you'd add some dummy text, lots of dummy text, you know, that kind of stuff. And then you can just, you know, add categories. So it could be, you know, band news, could be gig information, gig write-up, or whatever categories you want. And then there's a few other options. You can change the color scheme if you want to have a different color scheme, which we'll get onto in a bit actually, in terms of changing the colors on the site if you want to do that. And then yeah, you can add a an image. I'm just going to use one image that I've got here. We'll publish that and have a look, see what it looks like. So blogging is pretty straightforward. I think you'll be able to work your way around that. I've got some other videos on my channel about posts and things like that if you want to learn a bit more. So there's the post looking good, and people can leave a comment and things like that. Yeah. So while I mentioned it, let's go and have a look at colors. So we're going to go back to the dashboard. Now this theme comes with a number of different styles, but obviously you can change the colours as much as you want. It's really down to you. So I'm going to go to Appearance Theme Settings, and then we've got a few options here. So you've got display options, which is how you set whether it's responsive. I'd recommend you leave it on. Basically that means it will change its shape depending on whether it's on a phone or a tablet. And there's a few other bits and bobs here, which are fine. But in terms of colours, let's go to colour options. And there's a number of different schemes here. So, you know, for example, if we went to white, orange and save the changes, then I go back and refresh. it looks like this. It's white and orange. So it's got a completely different feel to it now. I kind of like the black one, but there's a whole load of different ones you can choose from. So let's, you know, like white and purple. Yeah, it's nice. They're all nice. So let's go back to the default one for now, because I think, you know, this kind of band, it's darker. It needs a bit of a darker feel. They wear black, so I think it fits better. Okay, but if you wanted to change it beyond there, you could, for example, you could change the background. So you could set a different background color. Let's go for green. Let's see what that looks like. That looks pretty horrendous, doesn't it? But you can play around. You could remove that image as well. But I'm going to leave it as it is for now. If you want to take it even further than that, then you're going to need to do some custom CSS. And again, you'll want to look up some videos on my channel on how to do that with Firebug. But that's quite a bit more advanced than where we're going to get to today. Okay, so let's go back to the site and see what's left. I'm going to refresh. Hopefully that's come back to the black background. Okay, so the next page is about. So this is the About Us page. So we can edit this text, add an image, and I think I'm going to turn off the comments on here. So to do that, we're going to click Edit Page. That's my stomach rumbling there. Hopefully you can't hear that. Okay, and so there's some text here. I'm going to bring up the band's website again, actually, just so I can copy and paste some information. Easier than me just putting gobbledygook into the site and lorem ipsum. Okay, so they must have a page here. Let's see what's on the members page. Okay, let's put the set list. I'm just going to copy and paste all this text. This is our set list. Book the band today. Now I've just pasted that without doing the special like I mentioned earlier, and you see it's put in all the colours and stuff. That will probably mess up the site, so I'm just going to undo that. I'm going to go edit, paste and match style. Now you can obviously change the style as you see fit. There's kind of standard word like options here, so you can make things bold. You can align this centrally. I can highlight that and go center. And I think we can set a featured image. So let's just find another image of something good. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, there we go. That's our about page. Okay, and it's still got the comments, so let's turn that off. You can turn off comments on a page-by-page basis, so that you can decide whether you want people to be able to, leave a comment about your content. You can also turn them off on a site-wide basis as well, just in your settings. Okay, so I'm going to click Edit Page, and then there's the option I can't see at the moment. So if you can't see some of the options up here under screen options, you can turn on and off things that you might find useful. So that is going to be discussion, and then you see this option appears down the bottom, and now I can turn off those two things, and that will turn off the comment box. Let's view the page. Okay, that's the About Us done. Okay, before we go any further, I'd just like to apologise for the last part of the video where the sound was a bit quiet or crackly or just not very good. Maybe you had to turn me up. Hopefully you could hear what I was saying. I've had a play with the microphone now, and hopefully it's a little bit clearer, and I'm also talking a little bit nearer to it. So hopefully I'm loud and clear, and you don't have to turn your volume all the way up to the top. Okay, enough of that. Sorry about that. Let's move on. The next page is the contact page. Now, this shortcode that's already in here is for the plugin Contact Form 7, which is a free plugin, which is not particularly easy to use, but it does the job. So if you install it, I'll put a link up on the screen so that you can go and get it. Or if you just go to plugins and add new and do a search for Contact Form 7, it will install. And this form will appear. However, what I am going to do is use the great Gravity Forms, which is a premium plugin which I use all the time for my forms. Basically, it's really powerful. It's a lot more easy to use than Contact Form 7. It logs all the entries in the back end, so if you lose any messages, then you can easily find them. And yeah, it's just really good. I'll put a link up on the screen now. You'll probably, if it's just your one site, you'll only need the personal license. It's only $39. But if you're going to make a lot of sites, then I would definitely go for the developer license or the business license. But if you don't want to buy this, then just install Contact Form 7 and you'll be fine. Okay, but now I'm going to install Gravity Forms and show you just how wonderful this plugin is. So what I'm going to do is just go into the backend. I've obviously purchased it and I've downloaded it, so I'm just going to go to plugins and add new, and then I'm going to click upload, and I'm just going to upload the zip file that I've downloaded from Gravity Forms, which is in this demo. There it is. Okay, that's installing. Okay, so once it's installed and active, you then get this form section down here, and we can just go new form and call it Contact Us. Then it just goes away and creates it. And then the great thing about this plugin is it's all just drag and drop. So you've got all your fields over here. So I'm just going to add name. There we go, added that. Then I'm going to add phone. You just click them, actually, you don't need to drag them, but if you want to reorder, you can drag them. I'm going to add email. Let's put the name back at the top. Name, phone, email, and a contact box. So that's just paragraph text. Okay, and then we can go through and set these fields up. So if you just click this little down arrow, I want to make this one required. We've got it first name, last name, but you could have it just name, just one box, but I'll keep it as normal. The phone number, let's just close name and go to phone number. So I'm going to set that to international. If you're in America, you can just leave it as it is. I'm going to set it to required. Email, again required. And then this is, I'm going to change it from untitled to your message. And again, make it required. And when we're done, just click update form. Okay, the one thing you do want to check on here as well is the notifications. So the admin notification, by default I think it sends it to the email that you've got set on your website, so it should be fine. But here you can change where the messages go to and what information you want. But it's generally fine if you've set your admin email, which we did at the very beginning of the video, within settings and general. Okay, so now we just need to add the form to the page. So if I go back to the contact page, which is here, I'm going to click edit page. I'm going to scoop out this. If you're using Contact Form 7, then you just leave this and it should work. Okay, so I'm just going to go add form after I've deleted that and select the contact as. I'm not going to display the title or the description. Click insert, click update. And then if we have a look at our page, there's our form looking really nice. So that's the Contact Us page done. It's got the form. If you wanted, you could obviously add a phone number as well at the top, just type it into the box, but I'm just going to go with the form. So I think the last thing we need to just look at is this bottom area here, where we've got some different widgets where you can add all sorts of different things. So let's have a look at those. So I'm going to go back into the back end, and then I'm going to go to appearance and widgets. And the footer is made up of these 4 sidebars here. So at the moment we've got the Flickr, which is good, but we can have things like the tweets, so like that, which we'll set up in a second. I'll show you how to set that up so that it pulls your tweets in. We can just have a standard text widget, which could be something like about us. We're a great rock and roll, blues, jazz band. You get the idea. And then for number 4, we could have, let's see what else we've got. We've got Flickr. We've got, you can, if you've added albums, you can add them. We've got an event. Let's put the event. Let's see what that looks like. So it's just a single event, and I'll just put it. That's fine, and I'm just going to put featured event. Okay, so I'm just going to click save. Make sure I click save on all these. And you'd obviously put your Flickr details in there if you're going to use that. Okay, so let's refresh. There we go. And the Twitter is obviously not coming up yet because we need to configure it. So that will be the thing to do finally. So I'm going to go back into the back end. Then I'm going to go to theme settings. Then in here we've got Twitter options. So you need to follow these steps. Basically what it involves is logging into the Twitter developers website and getting some keys and things. So let's do that now. So I'm going to click this link to log into the Twitter's developer site, which I actually wanted to do a new tab. So I'm going to go back and click Twitter options again. I'm going to right click and say open a new tab so that this window stays open. Let me just have a little drink. Oh. Okay, so we sign in with our Twitter details. I'm already signed in. You'll obviously have to enter your username and password. And then what you need to do is I'm going to create a new app. I call it Band Demo App. The band, and just fill this stuff in. The website is, I should probably put the HTTP in. Don't worry about the callback URL. Then click I agree and create your Twitter application. Okay, so that's there now. So we're going to click on API keys. And then I'm going to click create my access token. You need to just give that a couple of seconds and then click refresh. It's not there yet. Refreshing it takes a few seconds. I don't know why. There we go. Now we've got some things that we can put into this page on our website. So the consumer key, go back to Twitter, is this one up here. It's called API key on here. Just a little bit confusing. The consumer secret is that. I will probably have to blur these out. I didn't eject anything. Yeah, I'll blur them out because they are secret things. Nearly there. Then the access token secret. There we go. Leave the rest as it is. Let's click save. So now that should hopefully pull our tweets in. So if I go back to the website, let's go back to the home page. There's our tweets, and there's, whoa, there's loads. I think that's too many. We could probably fit 3. I think 3. So to adjust that, let's go back in and go to the widgets. And it's number 3, I think, no, number 2. And then select number of tweets to 3. I'm going to put Twitter. Type in the username. Let's see what that does. Let's refresh. There we go. That's looking quite nice. So that's the footer done. And obviously you can play around with that as much as you like. So I think you know, we're ready to go. The website's pretty much there. You'll obviously add as many events and galleries and videos and news articles as you like, and If you get stuck on anything or you've got any questions, then please drop me a line on Twitter, post a comment, or just get in touch on Facebook. It's all available on wpeagle.com, ways to get in touch. I hope you like the video. If you do, please subscribe and click like on YouTube. That would be really helpful. But until next time, good luck with your website. I'll see you soon.